Hi. I was looking at a conversation yesterday about it was about adventure writing and sort of word counts came up in it, and also I saw a video by Mike O'Shea of Sly Flourish, who was saying about releasing more smaller things rather than fewer bigger things, which is something I've been saying, uh, a few times myself in the past. It's much easier to learn your craft creating something smaller because you go through the whole process again and again, and it's that repetition that allows you to get into the feel for what you're actually creating. The whole process from planning, idea planning, writing it, and then completing it. But it also helps with the more often you release something, the more often you appear in the newest banners on drive-through, and the more often you create stuff, the more chances you've got of actually creating the thing that someone's looking for. If you've got one thing for sale, they can buy one thing. If you've got 50 things for sale, then there's 50 times as much chance of you having exactly what the person's looking for. But it it was coming down about writing shorter things. Shorter things are faster to produce, obviously. Now, I've got two here on screen, and this one's much older. This was for Zweihander, and I don't know if you can see right down in the bottom of the screen here. This is the Word document, not the PDF, obviously. So this is what I call a one-page adventure because it's both sides of a single sheet of US letter, and it's 1,511 words. And you've got the plot hook, some rumors, introducing the places, and the villains, how the thing is going to resolve, what's going on, all that sort of thing. So it's a complete thing, and most of the front page is actually taken up with this Dyson Logos map, because that's also come up a lot recently in videos and discussion on Discord. So that's one of them. The next one, so the first one was just one page, back and front. This adventure is 13 pages, but it is in sort of I think it's a statement size or kind of the zine size. So that is 6.5 pages of US letter, including a cover. So we'll call it 6 pages. But it's 2,405 words. So basically 900 words difference. Um, but you get because of layout. It's 6 times. Oh, sorry. It's 3 times larger for only 900 words. And so I've got a very, very basic credits page at the front, an overview of the adventure, the locations, background, um, and I generally work on explaining the who, what, where, when, and why, and how. Explain all these things to the game master, introduce the NPCs, and then it's kind of like a wind-up toy. Once you've given all the game master who's doing what to whom and why, then these are the characters. The game master should be able to improvise everything from that point on. So you've kind of got everything that's gone before. Then this in Trouble in Hillswick here, I'm introducing the NPCs, the actual what's really going on, and so that's all before play starts. And then I move in this running the adventure section. There is the who, what, where, when, why, and how, and so and that's it. That's actually kind of the end of the game master section, because if you know who the actors are and what they're trying to achieve and how they intend to achieve it. From that point on, the game master can improvise everything and make it fit their um, uh, their group. How big's their group, how powerful is their group, how does their group play. If they go in, swords first, then that's going to be one style adventure, and if they go in, you know, uh, if your group is made up of a cleric and a magic user and something else, then you're going to get a completely different kind of adventure than if it's made up of three rogues and a paladin. It's the group, the players and their characters are going to completely change how an adventure plays. So I don't make any assumptions. I just tell them the truth and give them all the tools, and then say improvise from this point on. Um, so yeah, but it's you know, 2,500 words. That is a day, an evening or a day and a half of writing, and you can see the layout here. It's so simple. The art doesn't really add anything. Unless if you're creating new monsters or really significant NPCs that are going to stick around in the campaign forever, then yeah, sure, commission art for them and show the picture's worth 1,000 words. But in a basic, this is a tier one adventure. Um, you know, the extra art would take up more space, but it wouldn't add anything, so I don't bother putting it in. Going back to the other one, this piece of art here exists for one reason and one reason only, and that is to balance the columns. Because I didn't want it to be kind of a two-page adventure, but not because it's half a if you take that picture out, then this "Don't touch me" paragraph ends up halfway up the last column, and it just creates some unneeded white space. Now, there's no reason to fear white space, but it's it can look balanced or it can look unbalanced, and I didn't like it before, so I popped in a little piece of art in here just to take up that space. Um, you know, it, Whereas the map here, you know, that is important. There are encounters that are going to happen on this map at various levels, various places. So you know, the map's important. The map adds value. The map helps the game master describe what's going on. So that's fine. But this is I don't even think this is my shortest adventure. I think I got one down to about 1,100 words. And it's not a competition to write the shortest possible adventure, but it's a case of you can create something like this in a matter of hours or a day and get it released, and it's not going to consume your life creating short adventures like this, whether it's 1,500 words, 2,000 words, 3,000 words. You can turn these things over quite quickly, which also gives you the advantage of the more things you put out, the more you will get an idea for what sells and what doesn't. Um, and then you also have a feel for what you enjoyed doing and what you didn't, and you want to do more of what you enjoy and less of what you don't, and you want to probably sell more, or you want to make more things that sell. So you know, you may have something which you think is a really great idea, and then when you try it, no one buys it, and it can become frustrating or whatever. Uh, so these are a great way for testing the waters, and you can also create linked adventures where this adventure may feed into another one, which feeds into another one, which feeds into another one. So you can almost create a entire campaign of things that Game Master can drop into their existing campaigns to create a new plot thread if your players like it. You can sell these things relatively cheaply. So game masters are more likely to um, take a chance on something they don't know. You know, if it's a couple of dollars, you know, if it's under $5, you know, it's kind of the price of a coffee, and it's probably going to take as long to read it as it takes to drink a coffee. Um, so yeah, there's very little downside to creating many smaller things uh, while you're learning your craft. So yeah, that was my thoughts today, and it's just prompted by things I saw online this week. Okay, so yeah, thank you for watching.